Welcome back, coaches, to the Spotlight Podcast. My name is Coach Anthony Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are excited to bring yet another athlete to our podcast. Very excited to have them. Before we do, I want to shout out our sponsors. We've been very blessed to pick up some sponsors. Go Edit Graphics is a company based out of Nebraska. They do editing software so that high school and college programs can create these great images to promote their athletes or their sports schedules or any communication out of the athletic department. So look up Go Edit Graphics. Obviously, Buffalo Wild Wings, one of our new sponsors. Everybody loves their wings, and so they've jumped on board as they try and support more of Texas high school sports here in the great state of Texas. And then lastly, my friends over at Epic. Epic stands for Every Play I Compete. You can find them on Twitter at I am Epic 24/7. They are a new and exciting sports gear manufacturer. They do uniforms. They do 7-on-7 uniforms and jerseys, hats, gloves, cleats, sweats. They do a little bit of everything. My boy Stefan Johnson is the CEO. Definitely go to their Twitter page and check out some of their great gear that they have. But most importantly, we are here to talk about this young man, Elijah Oakmon, who had a tremendous junior season. He is a class of 22 running back / athlete. He's 5'10", 210 pounds, got great size, and an even better GPA, 3.7 GPA. And because of the year he had, he was District Offensive Player of the Year. Elijah, how you doing this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
And I'm excited to kind of follow up. You're actually our first athlete on the podcast that we did in the spring, and now we're following up with them after the season. So I'm excited to have you share your story about how the season went to update these coaches. So let's jump right in. You know, academics are important. We talked about that. You're still rocking that strong 3.7. Tell us how the semester went with you kind of doing virtual. I don't know where Pflugerville is at right now, but tell us about this whole pandemic. It hasn't affected your academics. Tell us a little bit of how you found it to keep your grades up.
So it kind of helped me because virtual's mostly self-paced, and so it really didn't affect my football schedule. So we'd have early morning practice, and then we go back home and do our schoolwork. So I really didn't have a problem with it. Virtual hasn't changed to me. It's still the same. I can still ask my teachers. Have been very helpful. So education is education. I'm gonna keep learning and use it. It's useful.
Well, it's good you're getting that experience because who's to say when you get to college next year, we won't still be doing virtual. Talk about how you're comfortable using Zoom and technology to extend your education. How was that process?
With Zoom and like the Google Classrooms or Canvas or whatever websites these schools are using, I caught on real quick, and I learned how to organize the apps and use it to my advantage, where sometimes it has like bookmarks and where you can keep your stuff in files. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty easy to me. It helped me a lot. It's better than using a binder. It's kind of like using your binder. So it was just another advantage to me.
Do you miss being in class with some of your teammates and interacting with teachers, or you're like, you know what, virtual works for me?
I was out. Virtual works for me.
Okay.
The classroom is good. It's fun. Nothing's wrong with the classroom, but I like my personal space and where I can get in the zone and learn instead of like somebody around me talking a lot or the teacher got to stop. But I kind of like it because I learn a lesson. I get to do my homework. I get to do my test by myself in my quiet room. So it's a positive to me.
Tell me, as far as the football, did you guys have to use some of the same technology for classroom to install offenses during the season? Tell us a little bit about that.
In the start of the season most of the season, we would do film on Zoom. We do evaluations on Zoom. Sometimes we'd have workouts on Zoom. So that was pretty new to me. But the film, it was I liked it because it felt like a college type Zoom meeting, because the coach could do more and we had more time than everybody in the field house watching watching the film. So, and with that, we could split up into groups. So running backs was in one Zoom meeting, receivers in one Zoom meeting, quarterbacks in one Zoom meeting. And then at the end, we'll all come together and watch it and talk out what we see. So it was pretty nice. And then it was more communication with the coaches, because sometimes you don't have that much time. Like, say in school, you don't really have that much time to talk to your coaches because most of them are teachers.
Right.
So it was nice. I liked it.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you made a great adjustment, and and like I said, it isn't like pandemic. The pandemic's going away anytime soon. It could be the same going into your senior year and the
Yep.
same going into your freshman year in college. So I'm glad to hear that you've adjusted and not let that affect your GPA or your performance in the field. For those coaches that did not see your first interview on our podcast, remind them, what's your favorite learning style? Are you more verbal, visual, or hands-on in the classroom?
In the classroom, I'm more physical. I like to write it out and then go through the steps with the teacher, see if I'm doing it right. And if I'm doing it right, then I'll catch on, or I'll write the steps out on a separate sheet of paper. And like say in math, I'll write the steps out on how to do the formula, or I'll write the notes down for like science and history. For ELA, I'll write down how I write my essays, thesis statements. So I like to just have a pregame, how do you say it?
Like a
Just like,
methodology, the process.
yeah, my process, what I'm going to do.
Okay. And then again, remind these coaches once again, what do you plan on majoring in when you do get to college? You have that set in your mind yet or no?
I plan on majoring in kinesiology or animal science.
Okay.
I'd like to get into the agriculture. I'm doing agriculture now, but I just now, this is my last year doing my medical pathway at high school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going in my transcript, and I think that will help me with getting on the scholarship.
Okay. Things are obviously different with the pandemic when it comes to the SAT and the ACT. Tell us from your perspective, have you scheduled a test? Are they still doing them? What's that process looking like right now?
I have scheduled my SAT test for this month, February, and I have been studying since 2 months ago, 2 to 3 months ago. Right after my PSAT, I started getting back on track for studying for my SAT.
Will this be your first time taking it? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I took my PSAT twice.
Okay.
And got good scores, and now I'm taking my SAT.
Okay. Do you plan on taking the ACT or no? Or focus on the SAT?
After my SAT, I want to get in my ACT. I'm waiting on what the school will say, because right now I'm doing the school SAT because it was free and they want juniors to do it. But I'm still trying to find information on the ACT. I haven't really heard that much on it.
Okay. Well, let's switch over and talk about the season. We'll finish up with talking a little bit updates on your family, but tell us about the season, how it went. It was our first full COVID season, probably missing games. Just from your perspective, what was your junior season like?
My junior season I love my junior season. We were one of the schools not to get locked down on COVID. So nobody on my team caught or had any symptoms, and we didn't have to shut down. So that was a positive of the season. That's what kept us going. So, and we didn't have to stop mid-break. Season we went to the playoffs. We finished top 3 in our district. One of the best seasons we had and one of the best teams we've had. I feel like we could have went further, but I don't have nothing negative to say about the season. There was a lot of positivity. A lot of my players fought to the end. The playoff game, we came back and lost by a field goal. We just ran out of time.
Yeah.
But the coaching staff did a great job of adjustments, and the season went very well. We had a lot of comeback games and grit games that showed that we can really play in this district we are in.
I'm a big fan of Coach Taylor there, your head coach. Tell us how he's changed the program. The program, as we all know, and Coach Herman for many, many years had a lot of success, a lot of great players, but Coach Taylor's got a different style. Tell us from a player's perspective, how you see Coach Taylor and what he's done for the success at Pflugerville.
Coach Taylor is a disciplinary coach. If you show you respect him and you're on his side, then he knows he had somebody that trust him, and that was most of the team. So if you work with Coach Taylor, he gonna work with you. But he's still a father figure to my whole team. He cares about everybody on the team. So he helps us a lot. Off the field, he helps a lot. He's always here. Off season, like last year, off season when we were in the hallways, he was always checking up on us. He did a lot for us. So
Okay.
I really respect him for that. He helped us a lot with. He's one of the main reasons why we went to the playoffs and how we played like we did, because he showed the energy and that he really cared and he want to win. So after everybody saw he cares and he wants to have fun and win, everybody just bought in.
Do you feel like the culture of that football program is starting to change and reflect more of Coach Taylor now?
Yes, I feel like we're going back to not going back, but feeling like the old Pflugerville that people used to talk about and fear and want to come see, and like college coaches wanted to come see, like the Alex Okafor group with Storm Woods, and I feel like we're coming back to that, where when people bring up Pflugerville, I want to hear, oh, they're doing pretty good this season now. They aren't like they were when they were struggling.
Absolutely. Well, great. We did a team background. Let's talk about you individually. I mean, you had a great season. You were named district offensive player of the conference, of the district. Tell us about how you felt your season went individually from the running back position.
I felt like I did really good. I could have did the way I felt. I could have did more, but it was just the way the teams we played, how they stacked the box on our running game. So that actually helped me on my passing game, because we'd move me to slot and let me run routes. But I feel like in this season I had a terrific blocking game, because I love to block, but this season to me I had a terrific blocking game. I had a lot of like big blocks and blocks that led to touchdowns on my film, because I want to show college coaches that I can block, and if the person that blocks for me, I'll block for them. But I'll block all the time. So that was a big contribute. And then I have made a lot of great moves, smart moves. This season I've worked on reading defenses. So that really helped me and helped me talk to my teammates about what to see on the field and how we can score. And just my running game was very well this season. Even if I didn't have over 100 yards, I still contributed to how we won, and that's what I was good with. That I wasn't good with just having big games but not contributing to help us win.
I would agree with all those comments. I watched you play probably 3 or 4 times at the P field this year, and I noticed from last year you were strictly contributing from running the ball. I mean, you're big, you're physical, you're athletic. This year, I saw you catch the ball in the backfield. As you said, I saw you make some key blocks down the field for your teammates. You seem to evolve in your transition, I'd say, between just being a running back and being an athlete who's now out in the slot and can catch the ball and run routes. Tell us how you compare you as a player this year compared to last year, where you're more focused on as a running back, whereas this year you got to expose more parts of your game.
Last year, I was more focused on making a big play. But this year, I'm more focused on, okay, we're gonna move the ball down the field at a pace where we won't mess up. We won't have no negativities in our possessions. And so, because when you make the big play, you try to force yourself. And this season, I felt like I didn't force as much, because when you force, it's a lot of negatives that come with it.
Yeah.
So I felt really good on taking my time and just being patient. Patience was a big key for me that I feel like I unlocked.
Yeah. No, and I also thought you had great ball security. I didn't see you fumble a lot. Do you, at the top of your head, do you still remember your stats? You want to share with your stats with these? How many yards you rushed for? How many takeaways? Tell us a little bit about that.
I averaged 80 yards. No. I averaged not more than like 95 yards a game. I only had 2 fumbles in the season. That one really stuck with me. I had 2 fumbles in the season. I had a good receiving season. I can't remember the numbers, but I'll have it on my Twitter.
Okay.
And I played both sides. I played some defense, so I got me a sack. I got me a couple of solo tackles and tackles in the backfield.
Well, and Elijah, it's good you mentioned that because I'm wondering, I know a lot of college coaches have asked me, I mean, you've got great size, 5'10", 210. I mean, could you see yourself playing linebacker at the next level? Or are you like, I'm only going to try and focus on offense?
I was known for playing both ways coming up. So I love linebacker or nickel. I love to play nickel. I can cover somebody one-on-one. I can play a zone. I can read the QB. I can read the offense better than I can read the defense. So yeah, I can play both. I'm an athlete.
Well, I think I told you in our last interview, the more things you can do at a high level, the better options you're going to have playing at the next level. So I love hearing that you're open to that and not just stuck to playing running back. Let's finish up here. Tell us recruiting. I know we're just getting done with the season. The high school season just ended. Who have you been in contact with? Who have you heard from? Give us an update there.
The first school that contacted me when class of 22 could be have conversations with coaches was Maryland. The Maryland coach, he sent me an edit and sent me some messages on how he loved my game, and I really respect Maryland. I love to watch Maryland. They have a great running game and coaching staff. It was Maryland. Houston sent me a lot of stuff, a lot of texts. They always checked up on me, so I love Houston. I got a lot of family down there, and I went to the campus a couple of times. I have some friends that go down there. SMU. Oklahoma State has, Oregon State has talked to me. You still there? Okay, my fault. It was another. La Tech, Louisiana Tech, and University of Louisiana, the Cajuns.
Okay.
So it was some pretty good schools. I know Coach Taylor said it was some schools that were supposed to come in the spring. So I'm just getting ready for spring ball, but I'm not really. I'm focused on my recruiting, but I'm not gonna let it get me to the point where I'm off task for my game.
Yeah.
Because I know they're gonna come if I just keep my grade right.
Are you still wide open? Or are you starting to kind of shorten your list? I mean, where are you there? I'm sure a lot of college coaches want to understand where you're at.
I'm wide open to any coach. I'm wide open to any place. So I'm not. You can contact me. I'm gonna respond back because any college that wants to talk to me is a blessing. So I'm not gonna cut any of my blessings off.
All right. Well, so you're going into your senior year. You're in off season now. Tell these coaches, when do you anticipate getting a Final Five or making your decision? Give these coaches kind of your timeline on how you're going to handle enjoying your senior year, but then making that decision of where you're going to continue to play football at.
So my goal is to commit around playoffs because I know we were going playoffs, around playoffs, and sign my letter of intent after the playoffs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then plan on taking some visits this summer, obviously, get out there and see. Hopefully we can get back out.
If we can, yes. Okay. If we can, I'd love to take some visits.
Okay. Oh, Elijah, do you prefer to stay at home in the state of Texas, or are you open to going anywhere in the country?
I'm open to go anywhere. I love Texas. It's always going to be here, so I can leave and come back and see my family.
Okay. Well, man, I'm telling you, based on your academics and the kind of person you are and the numbers you put up this year, I only anticipate your recruiting to go just crazy, everybody being interested. And we'll follow back up with you as you get closer to making your decision and letting the world know where you're going to take your talents to. So I really appreciate you coming back on the podcast and sharing your junior season. Great job. Let me finish with this. Let me ask you, now that you've finished your junior year, going into your senior year, what do you consider your strengths and what are some things you plan on adding to your repertoire for your senior season?
This season, I added a lot. I added more speed and elusiveness. I'm gonna add more of that. I'm still working on a lot of field vision. I love field vision. As a running back, you should always have that. I'm working on a lot of explosiveness. This offseason, we are doing explosive workouts and strength workouts, and so I'll be having a lot of explosive plays this season. So it's gonna be a good season for me.
Well, you remember your first interview, we finished with an elevator pitch, but now you're seasoned, you're a veteran now. Look in the camera and tell these coaches what they're going to see out of you your senior season and why that you come after you.
They're gonna see an athlete, a real athlete that they would want on their team. They're gonna want me. I have a high work ethic. I'm a workhorse. I won't be outworked. I study the game a lot. That's mostly what I do. I watch football. I watch college games. I talk offense. I talk what the defense is. So it's just what I do. It's in my bloodline. It's what I eat and I sleep and I breathe.
Okay. Well, Elijah, thanks for coming back on the podcast, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you your upcoming senior year. If you need anything, reach out to me. I've been talking to coaches about you. I'll continue to get your name out there, but I see you having a very bright future once you graduate from Pflugerville. Tell Coach Taylor I said I'll see him pretty soon, and let me know if you need anything, okay?
Yes, I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.